Thank you very much for purchasing my application. It means a lot to me. I can assure that you won't regret about the selection that you just made it. So let's start with the tutorial. I'm going to explain you how to create an FAQ. It is worth mentioning that for the purpose of this whole tutorial, the account that I will be using is an account that has a pro subscription, so in that way I can show you all the features that have the basic subscription as well as the professional subscription. Saying that, let's go back to the FAQ listing page. This is the page that it will be shown to you as soon as you are redirected to the application, where you can create your new FAQ. In order for you to create a new FAQ, you just need to click on the create button that is over here, click on it, and then you will be redirected to the create FAQ form. The data that you need to input is the title of your FAQ. In this case, we're going to write my awesome FAQ, and then a description. Let's put description of my awesome FAQ. Another two properties that we have here is the FAQ status, that it is going to be active or draft. Active, as the name suggests, is going to be an active FAQ that you can see on the storefront. Draft is an FAQ that you can set on the storefront. Also, there is another property here that is called FAQ type, which this one is only available for professional users in this case, so users with a pro subscription, where you can select which type of FAQ you want. It's going to be between fixed and dynamic. What this means is that an FAQ that has a type fix, the FAQ questions are going to be sorted according to the day that they were created. And with a dynamic FAQ, the questions are going to be sorted out according to the number of clicks that they have. This is something that we are going to explain later, so don't worry about it. For the purpose of this tutorial, let's select that is dynamic in this case, and then we'll be creating a fixed one, so in that way I can explain you the differences. Once we have all the properties that we need, we can click on the next button. As soon as we click on the next button, you will be redirected to the edit FAQ page, where this is, as the name suggests, you can edit the FAQ title, the description, as well as the FAQ status and the FAQ type. The next thing that we are going to do right now is create questions for that FAQ that we just created. We are going to create questions for this FAQ. We click on the create a question. For the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to create two questions. We are going to input my first question, and then we need to input the answer. So right here, because we are users with a pro subscription or professionals, we can select between two types of text areas. In this case, because we are pro users, we have a pro or rich text, where you can, for example, use bold words. Here, for example, you can use also italic words. Let's just make this italic. This one, an underline word. I'm just doing this for you guys to see how it works. Let's use making only underline, and also mono space. Let's use, remove the underline and then monospace, and block quotes. Let's just remove the monospace, and we are going to select the block quote. So in this way, as you can see, we can set like different types for the font. So in that way, if you want to highlight something inside of your question answer for your clients to understand better what is the purpose of the question and what should be like some kind of keywords that they might need to see, this is like a really good advantage of having rich text configuration. But if you don't like, also you can use deactivate the rich text, and in this case we will be just setting plain text. So in this case we can set my answer for the first question. So in this way, I'm going to create a question with rich text and also going to create a question with basic text, which is this one. Rich text is available for pro users, and basic text like this one is available for basic users. Let's create this one, my first question with rich text, and we are going to save this one. We click on save, and then we are redirected back again to the edit FAQ page. And now we are going to create a question with basic text. My second question with basic text. I'm putting this headline just for you guys to let you know that we are using basic text. This is the answer of my question, my second question with basic text. We click on save, then we are also redirected back, and you will see that I have two questions here, one with a basic text and one with rich text. If I, for example, want to change something from the answer or from the title, I can just click on it, make an update. This will be redirecting me to the form of the question and answer. The first two that we saw before was for creating the questions, and once you have created the questions, you click on here inside of the FAQ edit page, and you will be redirected to the edit question and answer form. So here you can edit anything you want. Let's just place here, for example, edit it, and if I save here, it will be telling me that the question was updated successfully. We can go back then, and if you want, for example, to check if the question got updated correctly, just click on it again. This is for just to check, and you will see that it is completely edited. So let's just go back. We are going to do the same for the basic one. In this case, we are going to edit the question title as well as the answer. We are just going to place edited, my second question with basic text edited, and then here we are going to place edited here. We click on save, and then it will be showing you question with data successfully. We go back, and you will see that the latest data is being pulled, and you will see that it says here my second question with basic text edited. So there are some options here that you can do also with the FAQ. You can delete it as well. I'm not going to delete it, but I'm just showing you that you can do it. But as soon as you click on delete, it will be opening this model, and it will be showing you, are you sure you want to delete this FAQ, and then you can just decide for not or yes. In this case, since we are doing the tutorial, of course we are going to say no. And the same can be done also for the questions too. So for example, if I enter to my first question with the rich text. There is also a delete button here at the top right that you can click on it, and then it will be also showing a model pretty similar to the previous one, but in this case it will be saying, are you sure you want to delete this FAQ? Of course we are going to say no by this time, but if you want, you just click on yes, I'm sure. Then let's just go back to here, and there are some other things that I would like to show you inside of the FAQ edit page. You can filter your questions, like you can see here. You can just look the questions for name, for example, or you can sort the questions for the number of clicks. In this case, the most viewed questions and the less viewed questions. This is something that I'm going to show you guys just in a sec, as soon as we go to the Shopify storefront and I show you how to use my FAQ app block theme application. So once that you have everything set up, that you have your FAQ, the title and description, and the questions that you want to be shown on your store, you just click on go back here. That it will be redirecting you back to the FAQ listing page, which is the initial page that we had before, but now it will be showing you the available FAQs that you have created. So in this case, as you can see, we have here the title, the type. In this case, that's how I say before, could be between dynamic and fixed. The status of the FAQ that can be between active and draft. We have an FAQ code that this will be taken as reference in order for you guys to populate the FAQ that you just created here inside of the storefront. And then you have the created column and the updated column. We can also do some filtering here. I can show you too. For example, awesome. My awesome, it will be filtering by the name here. But for example, if you put a name that doesn't appear, like for example, cool, there is not an FAQ created with the cool word. So of course there are not any matches, but if we delete in the search bar, you will be coming back to all the listing FAQs that you have available. We can also filter the FAQs by status. In this case, as I mentioned, can be between active and draft, and the FAQ types can be between dynamic and fixed, as I explained before. So the next step right now will be to copy the FAQ code and then go to the storefront in order to get them. That's something that we are going to explain just in a sec. We are going to copy the FAQ code. We select it, and then we make a right click, copy, and then we are going to click on this icon here that says go to the theme editor page to paste the FAQ code on the upload section. So we click on that icon, and then we are going to be redirected to the theme editor store page, where you will be able to see your store. For this tutorial, guys, I'm using a testing store, so that's why you will see that it is not that beautiful, but it just fulfilled the purpose of this tutorial. So we need to scroll down completely to the bottom and look for the app section here, and then look for the option that is called ad block. We click on there, and then we are going to be able to see all the ad block theme apps extensions that are related to my application itself. So we have FAQ design 1 to FAQ design 8. We also have a plugin called FAQ tab pro variant, and also inside of the add embed section we have a SEO booster pro. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to explain the FAQ design 1, because the other ones from which are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 have common settings that in comparison to the ones that I will be explaining inside of the FAQ design one. I am also going to explain faq-pro because this is another case scenario in the case that you want to group together more than one FAQ, but of course we'll be covering this later. So by this time, if you are a pro user, let's just go over again, you will be able to see all these plugins. But if you are a basic user, you will only be able to see the FAQ design one, which is the one that I will be explaining. So we click on FAQ design one, and then as you see, some settings pops up on the right side of the page. The first one that we care about is the FAQ ID, and as the name suggests, of course, is the FAQ that we copy from our application, in this case this one, and we just need to paste that FAQ ID here. We paste it, and as you can see, the data from the FAQ that we created on the application is fetched successfully. So this is like something really great about the application itself. It is already working on the storefront, so that's something that it's really amazing. So right now I'm going to explain the different settings that I have. As I mentioned before, some of these settings are personalized according to the design itself, but most of them are completely common among all the FAQ designs. The personalized or the custom settings, you won't be able to understand them because the settings are pretty intuitive. So as soon as you start messing around and check the other designs, you will be able to understand we have any problem by taking this explanation as reference. So we start with the FAQ according width, that as name suggests, if you want to set the width of the FAQ a little bit wider on the horizontal part. So for example, we can set to 50 rem, and that will be making the FAQ a little bit wider, as you can see here. We can also manipulate the margin top and bottom of the whole FAQ. So the margin top is here and the bottom is here. Right now it's on 50 pixels, but we can just increment it to 80, for example, and you'll see that the gap is more, as you can see. We can decide if we want to show or not the FAQ title, this one here. So for example, if I just check here, you will see that the FAQ title is not appearing anymore. Let me just click back to be shown again, because there are some settings that I want to show you guys. The FAQ title margin bottom, which is to manipulate the gap between the title and the questions here. Right now by default is on 50 pixels, but we can decrease or increase. In this case we are going to increase to 78 pixels, and you see that the gap is a little bit further. Then we have the color of the FAQ title line, which is this pink here. Let's change it to, for example, this green here. As soon as we do that, we can see that our change is applied on real time. That's something really great from these features that Shopify provide to you, that you can watch your changes on real time, and that's something very beautiful from the application extensions. We can also manipulate the FAQ title line size, this one here. Right now it's on 150 pixels, but we can just increase it, like for example to 190 pixels, and you'll see that the line gets increased a little bit. We can also manipulate the FAQ title font size. Right now it's on 2 rem, but we can do it lesser or bigger than that. So for example, if we set to 1 rem, the FAQ is going to be looking a little bit smaller. And for example, if you set it to 3 rem, that the previous or the default value was 2 rem, you will see that the FAQ looks way bigger. We can also change the color of the FAQ title. So for example, right now it's on raw black. Let's change into this dark blue, and you will see that it applies. We can also change the font family of the FAQ title. In this case right now it's mono, let's just change for another available font style that we could see here inside of the Shopify CDN. For example, let's select one that extends for the different in the appearance. Like for example, this one here, Fayala one. We select that one, and then Fayala one style in the font family is going to be applied, as you see here. We can also change the background of the batch number. This one's here. As you see, each question has a circular batch with a number which says the number of the question that you have. Right now the batch number is on color white. Let's just change it to, let's see, to purple, for example. And let's change the background of the batch, which is the container that encloses the background number. In this case, yeah, let's select, I don't know, some green again. I know that maybe I'm not selecting the best color combinations, but I'm just showing you guys as an example how you can use the settings. So as I mentioned, the settings are mostly common among all the other designs. So if you understand this one, you are really good to go with the other ones too. We can also change the background of the card header. In this case, this one here by default is on white. Let's just change it to for example, this or some orange. Yeah, let's play with some orange. This orange here, for example. We change it to that, and you see that the card header background is on orange right now. We can also change the font color of the card header. So I mean the question title. Let's just change it right now to white, so in that way it makes a better combination with the orange that we said before. As you see, looks way better. We can also change the color of the card header on hover. So like for example, right now it's on pink, but yeah, let's select a blue here. This one is a little bit lighter. You will see that change a little bit. The hover effect, it gives like a smooth transition when you place your cursor in top of the questions, and what it just do is just change the background color and do a smooth transition, so in that way you know which question is the one selected. Then we have the font size of the card header. So right now it's on 18 pixels, but we can set it way bigger too. Let's just play to be 22 pixels. This is in the case that maybe you guys want your clients that visit your page to see the questions that stands out on the entire page. So in that way you can just capture the attention of the clients that are visiting your store. We can also change the font family of the card header. So right now it's mono 2. For example, let's select this Avril fat face, and you will see that this one looks way different in comparison to the one that we applied previously on the FAQ title. And now we can also mess around with all the elements that are inside of the card body. So I mean the answer of the question. So in this case, we can also change the font family of the card body. As you can see also, here are the different styles that we have for the different words that we put before. For the question that was using rich text, we have a bold word here, italic ones, underline, monospace, and also the block quote. This should be the different appearances that it will be applying if you use the rich text editor. So let's change to, for example, another one that looks different from the previous two that we just selected. This one here, column. Let's select this one. And if we select that one, you will see here that they look different. We can also change the color of the body font. In this case, the font color of the card body. Let's just change it to blue, for example. And if we do that, you see that it is applied to. And If we also want to change the background of the car body is on white, we can do it. I don't know. Yeah, let's do this slider blue, which is way different from the one that we use for the car body, and you will see that our changes are applied. And the last setting that we have is the car body text align. So we can select from 4 options. The default one is the justify. We can select if we want to see the car body text to be aligned on the right, as you see here. It can be also center, and it can be left, but left it looks way similar to justify. But of course, justify helps you if you have a larger text that cover the entire container. You will notice the difference. So as soon as we have made all the necessary changes that we want to apply to the FAQ design, we just click on save, and you'll see that the FAQ design is successfully updated with your expected changes. So right now, for example, if we wish to see this FAQ on action on the storefront, I can just click on here and then click on view, and this will be redirecting me to my store and the appearance about how it looks like for the people that may be visiting. And in the bottom you can see here that we have our beautiful FAQ. It is also worth mentioning that this FAQ on all of them are completely responsive, so if I adapt here, you'll see that it also adapts too. So the next step right now will be about how to use the FAQ Tab Pro variant 1, which is the one that we can be using if we want to have more than one FAQ on the same page. But for that, we are going to go back to the application to create a couple of 2 FAQs more, so in that way I can show you how that tab works. So I will be explaining to you that in a sec, and thank you very much. Now we are going to be using the FAQ Tab Pro variant 1. So for that tab to be working as expected, we need to have more than one FAQ. We are going to be creating 2 new FAQs in this case. So I just went back from the theme editor page to my one on the inside of the Shopify ecosystem. So you just go back to the listing page of the FAQ, and then we click again on create FAQ. We are going to create a second FAQ, my second FAQ, description of my second FAQ. This one is going to be fixed, so in that way you can see what I will be explaining about the difference between FAQs that I fix and FAQs which are dynamic. We click on next, and then we need to create questions. So in this case, again, we are going to click on create a question. We're going to be using, in this case, just pure basic text in the text area. So it's going to be first question and answer of the first question. Click on save. This will be redirecting us again to the FAQ edit page. Let's create another one. Second question. Again, we are going to be using basic text. Answer of the second question. Click on save. And now we are going to be creating a new FAQ. So we need again to click on the back arrow to go back to the FAQ listings page, and then click again on create FAQ. It is worth mentioning also that you can also click on the menu navigations that you have available here. Of course, I will be explaining them one by one later, but the create FAQ here is the one similar to this one here. So if I click on here, create FAQ, I will be also redirected to the same page. So let's create their FAQ, description of their FAQ. And this one we are going to make it draft, so in that way you can see how a draft FAQ looks like. We click on there, and then we also create 2 questions for this one. For this one, let's use freeze text. Yeah, it doesn't matter. First question, then let me just copy from lorem ipsum. So lorem ipsum generator. So in that way you can see also that it works with large amount of text. So let me just copy this one here. We go back again to the application page. We paste it. Let's create a second question. We'll be placing the same as the answer. So you can see that it works by this time. Right now, for example, let's do this underline, and this one here, I don't know, italic, for example. We save that one, and let's create a third question. We are going to do the same. Third question, and then we're going to copy the lorem ipsum. We click on save, and now that we have ready the FAQ, we can just click on go back here, and we'll be redirected again to the FAQ listing page. So as you see here, we have 2 FAQs on active stage and 1 FAQ on draft. If we have the FAQ on draft, you will see that you won't be able to copy the FAQ code from that FAQ. So we need to get that FAQ to be changed to the active status in order to copy the FAQ code that we need in order to be used inside of the storefront. So we click on inside again of the FAQ. This will be redirecting us to the edit FAQ page of that FAQ that we previously selected, and we change the FAQ status from draft to active. We click on save, and then it will be showing us that the FAQ was updated successfully. Then we go back, and we have all the 3 FAQs that we need in order to be using the FAQ Tab Pro Variant 1 plugin. So let's do one by one. So we need to copy each FAQ code. For example, let's start with this one, and then we click again on the icon here. If you already have it open, you don't need to. So if you have the theme editor page opening another tab in the browser, you don't need to click again on this icon. So let's go back to the theme editor, and now instead of choosing the design one inside of the app section, we are going to look for the FAQ Tab Pro Variant 1, this one here. And also I'm going to be explaining the settings of this one, because this one doesn't look like the FAQ designs. This is a special scenario. So first, let's just copy the FAQ IDs, and then I will be explaining to you guys the whole settings. So you just need to scroll down to the input fields that have a name of FAQ ID tab. Inside of the tabs, you can use up to 3 tabs, so that means that you can use up to 3 FAQs inside of the tab extension. So let's just copy the first FAQ ID code. Then we go back again to the application. Let's copy the second one, which is this one. Let's copy that one. We go back to the theme editor, and now we scroll down a little bit more, and we copy the FAQ 2. As you see, it's starting to populate the data. You see here is loading the second tab, and then let's go back to the FAQ listing page, and we copy the third one. This is the first one that we created previously, so we are going to be reusing that one inside of the FAQ tab extension. of course, as I can advise to you, and it is logical, of course, don't use the same FAQ 2 times, because you'll be having some issues because it's pointing to the same ID, despite that the designs could be different. But of course, if you want to do that with different designs, that's also yeah, there is not any problem with that. So as you see right now, we have the 3 tabs we can change among of them. So you see that I have the tier FAQ, my second FAQ, and the tier FAQ. So in this case, I have some settings that you can use inside of the FAQ tab. So let's start with them. The first one is that you can change the FAQ tab background color in this case. So select the background color of the external container of the FAQ, which is this one here. So right now it's using this pink, so for example, let's just change it to red. So you see the color changes. We can also select the FAQ color container inside of the inner container, this one here, which is enclosing the tab content. So right now it's white, so let's just use it, for example, yellow. You see it get changed to. Then we can apply a color for the external container shadow. So this one here that you see black, it can be also changed. So for example, let's change it to this blue, for example, and you see that it gets changed. Then we can also change the font family for the tab header FAQ. So these two here are using mono as default, but for example, we can change them to, let's look for our friend a brick fat face. So in that way you can see the changes, and you see that the FAQ's font style get changed, font family. Then we can also change the color of the FAQ tab header. So this one right now is using black, but for example, we can select this blue here, and the font color will be set to blue, you see here. Also, we can select the FAQ tab header background. Select the background of the FAQ header. So right now, the ones which are not active or active selected, they are on pink, and the one selected is on white. So right now we will be selecting the ones that are not active. Then let's change the color, and this one, for example, could be this color here. And now you see the ones that are unselected change to this lighter light green that we just set. We can also change the one that is selected. So select the background color of the tab header when click, which is this one. Let's use this blue here, and you will see that it changed. Of course, now that we set that blue, the font color doesn't appear, or it's just enclosing the other one. So let's just change the tab header font color to be white. So in that way, it makes a better appearance with the new colors that we are just selecting. So you see now it looks better. The next settings that we can change is the FAQ1 category title. So since we have three tabs, the 3 tab settings are the same. So I will just explaining the FAQ ones, the tab 1, but of course I would just be changing the 2 and 3, but won't be explaining again the same properties. So right now, for example, the name of this first tab, this is the default first tab, but for example, if we want, we can change to the name of the FAQ title that we are using. So we can change here to be their FAQ. So in that way, we will be saying to the user, okay, this is a tab that has the tier FAQ. And then another great thing inside of this plugin is that you can select up to 5 designs that inside of the tab content. The really cool stuff is that you can have different designs on different tabs. So if you, for example, want to have different styles on different tabs, that's something that you can do too. So for example, here I will be selecting the design 2 that I haven't showed to you guys before. This one looks really great too. And that covers the settings of the FAQ tab 1. We are going to do the same for the second and the third, but of course I won't be explaining again. So right now, for example, here I'm going to be changing to my second FAQ. So this one here looks really great. And let's say that maybe I just don't want that design 1, I want the design 3. And now if we go to the second tab, you will see that I have a different design. This one is also really beautiful. Some downsides that maybe from this plugin is the fact that it's not possible to modify the FAQ designs as if you were doing individually. So for example, in the third tab, I'm using the same design that I have here. So if I want to change the design, I will need to do it individually here. And another thing which is worth mentioning is that the settings that you place for a specific design will be automatically populated to that same design if you decide to use it on another FAQ. So like for example here, it's using the same design, but if I make a change, for example here, this is from the previous example, if I make a change to this FAQ here, let's just save it and I will be showing to you guys, so in that way you have a better understanding. Yes, so now you will see that the designs are completely set, and if you want to change the designs here, it will need to be throughout the ones that we previously used here. So that's the settings that we have for the FAQ tab. The next thing that we'll be explaining is about the SEO booster extension, which is for SEO optimization. We'll be explaining that in just a second. Something that I would like to explain you about the FAQ tab variant 1, and this is something related to the styles itself. As you can see, as I showed you previously, you can select on each type which design you want to be using from the design 1 to the design 5. But it's not an issue, but it's how CSS works. I know that could be like a very technical explanation, but I will try to make it friendly for every one of you to understand, despite that maybe you don't have any programming background. And it's just the fact that always that you want to use the FAQ tab variant 1 as well as individual designs, you need to put the individual designs after the FAQ tab variant. The reason because of why you need to do this is because if you don't do it, and for example the design 1 that we previously explained, if we put it before of the FAQ tab variant, what is going to happen is that the default styles, as you see here, that I have inside of the tab are the ones that will be overriding the styles that we have for the first design. And this happens because we are using the first design, but since we are passing here the default values and I don't allow you guys to make modifications to the designs itself inside of this plugin, that's why it's being set to the default values. But if you want to get this as a workaround, the thing that you can use too is just move the individual FAQs later or after the FAQ tab providing one, and you will see that the custom styles that we previously talked about, they are completely applied. So this is something that I want you guys to understand. So in that way, if you come up with this kind of a scenario which is difficult to replicate, you already know what to do. And now we'll be explaining how to be using the SEO Booster embeds app extension. Thank you very much. And also don't forget to click on save, and then you'll be having the latest changes that you apply to the store. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to explain about how to use the SEO Booster app extension. And this one, since it is an embedded app, this is located on another section that which is called app embeds. So we click on app embeds, and then you will be seeing my extension here, which is called SEO Booster Pro. Make sure to get them enabled. So we just click here on the switch, and then it's enabled. And after that, we click here on here to collapse and show the available information that we need to follow. So we have three metas that we can inject on the website. In this case, we have a meta for a description, which is for a custom description about what your website could offer. So you can just put here a general explanation about what is your store about. So for here in this case, I just have like placeholders. Also, we have the meta keywords, which is for setting keywords which are related to your products and the business that you are in. So let's say that, for example, you are selling different type of shoes products. You can just put here shoes, for example, Jordans, Nikes, Adidas, which are the different brands, and then you can just go from there and find some other words that could be synonyms, have like the same meaning of the ones that you're using inside of the website itself. And the last one that we have here is the meta author, where you can set your store name, your personal name, etc. So these are the three meta tags that we can use. So right now, the only thing that I'm just going to do is just click on save. This will be saving the placeholder information that I have here. So, and then this will be helping you out on the SEO optimization, and it will be helping you to be better ranked when the users try to look for products that could match to the things that you are selling inside of your store. Now we are going to go back to our application in this case, and I'm going to be explaining you the remaining options that we have inside of the Minion app. So the second option that we have here is check theme 2.0 compatibility, and this is for your store to verify if you can use the app blocks extension. Of course, I'm assuming that if you buy this application, your store is running on 2.0, so that means that you can use the app blocks extension. So you can check and click on check compatibility, and this will be checking on your store theme. And then, as you can see, mine says congratulations, your store supports the app blocks, and here will be showing the pages where it supports it. The next page that we have is plan subscriptions. In this one, we can check the different plans, the pricing tiers that we have. As I mentioned over the video, we have two types. In this case, is basic and pro. So the difference you can see are these ones. We have one dynamic design template, which is the design one that I talk about and explain on the theme editor. Up to 10 creation of FAQs if you are on basic. So that means that you can create only 10 FAQs. By this time we have 4. If we were basic, we would be only we were only available to create just 10. But since we are pro, we can create unlimited FAQs. Then we have basic text integration on questions, which is the one that we use for the text area, which is this one. I'm just about to show you. Let me just show you. This is the basic integration, of course, and if you are basic, you won't be able to see this option here that says activate rich text. So then we have the 24/7 support. So that means that any problem that you have, guys, reach out to me to inside of the contact inside of the contact option here, where you can just put your email, so in that way I can have a follow-up with you. Then you can set the reason, so maybe you just want to say hi, and you really are thankful with the application that I created for you guys. You can send me a feedback, suggest a new feature maybe. That's something that I will be keeping on mind, so in that way the application can keep evolving, and in that way I can continue giving you more features and you feel happy with it. If there is some kind of error or improvement, just feel free to do it, and then you can just send me anything that you want. So as soon as you do that, you just click on send. Right now I'm not going to do it, of course, because it will be sending an email to my email, and that will be showing you here a success message telling you that thanks for your feedback. And then the last thing that we have here is the documentation. So everything that we explain here, it's being covered also through our screenshot. So that is also a great thing, that we will be having documentation, both reading as well as explanatory on a video. So in that way, guys, if you feel overwhelmed or you don't want to read all the screenshots that we have about the different steps that we have to follow, you can just see the video. The video is going to be added here on a new tab. I'm just about to do that. So in that way you will be able to see my video. So I think that covers all, guys. Again, thank you very much for deciding to use my app. It really means a lot to me, and I hope that you enjoy it, because it took me some time to come up with these ideas. But to be honest with you, the main thing that you could be giving me as a gift is just letting me know your thoughts. So if there is something that I can help you out, please don't hesitate to reach out to me throughout the contact page. Also, there is an email attached to the application itself that you can see on the app itself. Right now it's not shown, but it should be here in some part of the application itself. I just don't know right now what it is. But you can just reach out to me directly here throughout the application itself. Before we finish the whole video, there are two things that I forgot to explain you about it. The first thing is related to the FAQ types that I mentioned before, which are dynamic FAQs and fixed FAQs, and as well as how you can change of pages inside of your theme editor. So in that way you can decide if you want to use the plugins that we previously discussed on other pages as well. For the first example, to establish the difference between the fixed FAQs and the dynamic FAQs, I have two FAQs that I previously created, and I just copied the ID as I previously explained to you. The first FAQ is a dynamic one, which is this one, which was created way previously on the first tutorial. And the second one is a fixed FAQ, and I'm going to be showing you the differences. For a fixed FAQ like this one, the questions are going to be sorted out according to the day that the questions got created. So that means that if I create a new question, that question will be the one in the top because it's the newest one. And related to the dynamic FAQ, which is this one, it means that the question that gets the most clicks are the one that is going to be at the top. So that means if your store is visited by a lot of users and then they just start all of a sudden checking the questions and they just click around it to open the question and see the content, that means that every click that they make inside of the FAQ header, it's going to be counted. So for the next time that they go to the page or they maybe reload the page, the questions are going to be ordered automatically. That question with the most quantity of clicks is the one that is going to be appearing on the top. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to be simulated that we are more than one user that is visiting our store in this case, and the question in this case, my second question, gets clicked a lot of times. So that means that next time that I reload the page, this question should be located at the top. And what that means, that the questions at the top are the ones that are more visited, and that means that you can keep that for statistics purposes and some other stuff that you may like. So right now let's just go and make the example. I'm just going to click several times this question card header just to simulate that I'm more than one user which is opening and closing the FAQ, as you see. And if I just reload the page, my second question with basic text edited should be located at the top, and this one should be the second. So now let's just refresh. Maybe we need more clicks, so let's just do more clicks. Yeah, I just want to show you the example. Okay, let's just reload again. And you will see right now that my second question with basic text edited is the one that got sorted out and have the most quantity of clicks. So that means this is the most viewed question. If we want to verify that this is happening, we can just go to the application itself. We look for the FAQ title in this case. It's dynamic and it has the title of my awesome FAQ. So we go back to the FAQ listing page and then we look for my awesome FAQ. Let's just use the filter here. My awesome FAQ, here it is. We'll click on it and then we will see the number of clicks that those questions got. So as you see here, my second question with basic text edited is the one which is the most viewed because it has 138 clicks. The second one, my first question with rich text, has 112. So in this way you can filter. For example, the most view will be showing to you the most viewed questions to the less viewed questions, and this will be doing the opposites, as you see. So in this way you can apply the filters. This can be done with more than 2 questions. I'm just showing you for just 2 questions, but you can create as many questions as you want. And the other thing that I wanted to explain, let's go back again to the theme editor page. As you know, you can just go from here, or if you already have the tab open as me, I'm just going to click on the tab, and then you can change to the page that you want to apply the FAQ. Of course, the page that supports the 2.0 blocks apps extensions. In my case, if you don't know which page can support the theme app extension blocks, you just check again to go to the check team 2.0 compatibility, check on compatibility, and then it will telling you here the pages that support. So we were using the index.json page, which is the home page in this case. But for example, we can go to the product.json page. So let's just copy, let's go back to the FAQ listing page for me to show you. We are going to copy this FAQ. Since I already have opened the Thingamarido page, I won't be clicking again here because that will be opening a new tab in blank. Then what I just do is go to product, for example. We can for example create a template, or we can just go to the default product, which is going to be the default page that we have available. And then what we can do here is add one of the blocks in this case. So for example, let's just add the design 7, so in that way you can see how it looks like. So we are going to add the FAQ ID as we previously discussed, and as you see here, we are successfully using the FAQ extensions in another page. In this case, you just need to for you to know which page you can use the FAQs, as I told you before, you just need to check on the page of check team compatibility 2.0, and I think that will be all. Okay guys, well, this is all the features that offers my application. As I said before, thank you very much. If you have any concerns or anything that you want to tell to me, feel free to reach out to me throughout the contact page, and I will be reaching out to you guys. Thank you very much. Bye.